Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Flight Sim Historian. This is episode 500. For this episode, we are going to be taking a quick look at the Hindenburg. I figured if we're going on 500, why not go with one of the largest aircraft ever built? So, without further ado, the Hindenburg was a German commercial passenger-carrying rigid airship built by the Zeppelin company. It was first flown on the 4th of March of 1936 and entered commercial service in March 23rd of 1936. It made trips as far away as Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It made 17 round trips across the Atlantic in the year of 1936, with 10 trips to the United States and 7 to Brazil. A one-way fare from Germany to the U.S. was around $400 at the time, which is almost $4,000 today. It was used for propaganda in the 1936 Berlin Summer Olympic Games, towing the Olympic flag shortly before the arrival of Adolf Hitler to declare the Games openings. As you can see right there's the Olympic symbol. The Hindenburg made its final flight on the 3rd through 6th of May of 1937 on what was to be the first Europe to North America flight of the new season. Its arrival into Lakehurst, New Jersey was delayed for a few hours to avoid severe weather. At around 7 p.m. it was cleared for approach, and at 7:21 p.m. the landing lines were dropped and secured. At 7:25 p.m. the Hindenburg burst into flames and fell to the ground in a matter of about half a minute, killing 36 people, including 13 passengers, 22 crew, and 1 member of the ground crew. The cause of the Hindenburg disaster has never been conclusively determined, though many hypotheses have been put forth. The Hindenburg was powered by 4 Daimler-Benz DB602 V16 diesel engines with power outputs of 1,200 horsepower each. These gave the Hindenburg the power to reach a maximum speed of 85 miles per hour or 74 knots, with a crew of up to 61 people and a capacity for up to 70 passengers. It was 803 feet 10 inches long, with a diameter of 135 feet and a volume of 7,062,000 cubic feet. So this is an old freeware Hindenburg that I found. There's no sound and the gauges don't really work, so we're going to do this entire bit from the outside. Please pardon the large Hakenkreuzes on the tail fins. There's nothing I can do about that. It's just for historical accuracy. I know YouTube don't like it. So without further ado, let's get this thing up in the air. And we are airborne. We are at Frankfurt Main Airport in Frankfurt, Germany, which is where many of the flights of the Hindenburg debarked from on their way from Germany to the United States and from Germany to Rio de Janeiro. Woo. Zeppelins are a different animal than heavier than aircraft. There aren't very many simulators for lighter than aircraft, so this is a different sort of control. And I'm not going to land this one, I'm just going to fly it off into the distance away from the Airport. See, like I said, the virtual cockpit is a little bit lacking. The model's probably 10, 15 years old. And there's Frankfurt. Side note, I actually lived in Germany back in the late 90s, and so I've probably, I don't remember much of it because I was a little guy, but I've probably been to a few of those places over there. I've seen those buildings. We're doing a little bit, actually we're doing 74 knots indicator, which is the maximum speed. Goodness gracious, this thing is huge. Alrighty. I think that about does it for this video. I'm not going to try to land this thing. I have a hard enough time with helicopters. So with that in mind, thus concludes episode 500 of the Flight Sim Historian, featuring the Hindenburg.